Hi everybody, it's Dr. Todd. I'm here in my study. Don't have a German hat to wear today, though I guess I'll find another hat to wear maybe next week. Anyways, it's so good to meet you guys. I've been enjoying reading all the introductions and starting to read some of the discussion threads. I'm glad you're jumping on board. I would say there are a couple of you that have not yet entered into the dialogue in the discussion thread. And that's absolutely critical. That is part of your grade, quite honestly. That's the only way that the university can make up the difference between an online class and a face-to-face class is by having the discussion thread. So it's absolutely necessary you do it. I'm considering this past week, our first week, kind of a gimme week. Okay, so everybody gets full credit for discussions. But this week, I really need to see everyone participate. Unfortunately, we don't have any leeway on that. Now, having said that, because this is an introductory class, I am still basically grading on participation. I'm not going to be grading your individual comments specifically. So you just need to jump in and make comments, cogent, reasonable discussion with one another, and you'll get full credit. But you do have to enter in and do that. So this is week 2 expectations. Basically, we're going to have the discussion threads. But before we do that, there's a couple of videos. And I want to apologize because I should have put my interview with Glenn Powell, the first interview, I should have put it in last week's assignments, and I didn't. So I want you to watch that. It's only 4.5 minutes long. It's not a big deal. Maybe it's 5. I forget the exact time. And then secondarily, there's a 2-part lecture that I give on biblical genre. It's really the same one. You'll see that I'm in my study. I'm giving a lecture. There's part 1 and part 2. That's because it went a little long and it was too big to compress into one movie file. So I had to make it into part 1 and part 2. And so the total of those is 12 minutes, 13 minutes, something like that. So you need to watch the Powell interview and then the genre one. And then there's 2 sets of readings. There's readings in the 2 books. We got my friend Glenn's book, Saving the Bible from Ourselves, and you'll be reading, just reading chapter 3 in his book. I hope you're reading all of it, but I'm just requiring you to read every other chapter. But they're easy to read, so my encouragement would be to read all of it. And then this book, Understanding Scripture by Grudem, don't panic about the reading schedule because it says chapters 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But quite frankly, a couple of them are like 2 or 3 pages long. This is really, they're very short chapters. It's actually a very, very short book. So don't worry about that. Skimming is all I'm requiring. Just read it by skimming through it so you get familiar with the material and so that you can approach the discussions with some sense of what they're trying to say. So that's what's due this week is the readings from the 2 books, watching the Glenn Powell interview number 1, and then watching the 2-part genre little talk that I give. And we're going to have a great time. I'm just excited for you guys at what God's going to do in these coming weeks. So I hope this little video helps. If you guys have any problems at all, just email me directly and I'll respond directly to you. God bless you, and let's have a great week.